Hello, and welcome to a morning podcast. So, I got this idea this morning that I need a reason to go for a morning walk. I was watching a bunch of YouTube videos and I thought, I still love recording podcasts. So, I have been recording podcasts, but just for myself, like a private audio journal. When I go for a walk, I just ramble. I just talk about anything that comes to my mind. You know how you have free-flowing thoughts when you're writing? I think it's called free writing, or sort of like unconscious writing. So I thought, why didn't I just do that as a podcast? So that's what I'm going to do. So I really want to become a morning person. And the other day I was watching a video on YouTube and she was saying how she was trying to manifest becoming a morning person, like writing in her journal and stuff like that. And then she said to herself, she said, Emma, you can just do that. You don't have to like do all this wishful thinking and manifesting. You can just wake up early and just do it. And I was like, and I thought, that's a really good point. And so yesterday I woke up around 6:30 and still feeling a little bit groggy and stuff, then washed up and everything, and then just came back to my bedroom, laid down on my bed again, and just went on YouTube. What I like to do is I just like to go on the YouTube homepage and look at all the recommended videos and just save them to watch later. I don't even watch anything while I'm just going through it. I'm just saving everything to watch later. And most of the stuff I don't have a watch later. So my watch later playlist is just out of control. It's like over 3,000 videos that I'll never watch. But I just save them. Anyways, see, this is what I mean. I'm going to be rambling a lot. So be warned. Just have this podcast on if you ever have trouble sleeping. And believe me, within a few minutes, you're going to be knocked out. Because you're going to be like, wow, this is so boring. So yeah, maybe you can use it as a sleep podcast. A few years ago, I came across this random podcast called Sleep Podcast or something like that, where this guy just talks random stuff in order to help people fall asleep. And I just really loved it. He was actually really good. He was really funny. And he was just like stumble over his words, mumble, and it was just really endearing. And it was actually really calming to listen to. And you did end up falling asleep. I'm one of those people that need to listen to something in order for me to sleep. I can't just go to sleep in silence. Anyways, that was a tangent. Let's get back to the point I was making. So yeah, I was like in bed yesterday and I was like, I really want to be a morning person. And so then I came across this YouTube short and she had a bunch of tips of becoming a healthier person. And one of them was to go for a walk. I don't know if she said morning walk or I think she just said walk. And I was like, that's a sign for me to actually get up and go for a morning walk. So I took that as a sign from the universe. And so I got up, washed up, got dressed, packed my bag, and yeah, I left the house and I was on my walk at 8:30 a.m. and I was really proud of myself because usually I would just be chilling before work and then just, getting ready or just reading. And another thing I learned from Mel Robbins, actually, she said, just prepare everything in advance. And I'm not sure if Mel Robbins said it or somebody else said it. They said, just make the task easy. So just say to yourself, okay, I just have to walk for, I don't know, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Just make the task really small. So I kept that in mind, and I was like, okay, so the way to do is, in order to form a habit, you have to make the habit something easy to accomplish. And then once it becomes a habit, then it's just easier to maintain. But to start off, you have to make it easy. So I said to myself, okay, I'm just going to walk one way for 15 minutes, however far I get, and then I'm just going to turn around and walk back. And that's it. And so that's what I did. I just walked for 15 minutes one way. I turned around and I walked back. So in total, I walked for 30 minutes. And I was like, and I felt really good. Fresh air. And it was actually cooler outside. And then, started my job. And then later on, throughout the day, I went on my treadmill at 10 minutes, for 10 minutes at a time, 10, sometimes a little bit more, 13 minutes. And so then I felt really proud of myself. I was like, yeah, I'm getting some activity in. So then this morning, last night I went to bed at 11. So I want to be one of those people that go to bed early and wake up early. Those morning people. I've always been a late night owl, but I really want to manifest becoming a morning person. So I went to bed at 11 and I woke up naturally at 6 o'clock without any alarm. And I got up, went to the bathroom, did all my stuff, morning wash up stuff. And then I just I'm just feeling tired and I just want to read in bed or whatever. So I went back to my bedroom and pulled back the curtains, could see the beautiful blue skies, and it was just really nice and quiet and calming. And I thought, let me listen to something on YouTube, like a audio book or something, while I lay here and relax. And then I thought, let me look up YouTube videos on how to get out of bed. So then I just randomly started listening to tips on how to get out of bed. And one of them was to have a reason why you want to get out of bed. And I was like, that's a really good idea. And I was like, what's my reason why I want to get out of bed? So I was like, okay, I want to go for a morning walk. But then to go on a morning walk, I need a reason for that. It's like, what's my reason for going on a morning walk? Well, it's to help, with my training for my hiking adventures, to make my muscles flexible and stronger and things like that. And it's just good to have vitamin D in the morning because the morning sun is good. Get fresh air. It's a good way to start the day. So I have all those reasons. So those are all good reasons to do it. But then I was like, but I need something that's a fun reason. That's for me. I mean, all those things are for me as well. But something like I don't know how to explain it. So then I thought, I loved recording podcasts. So why don't I go for a morning walk? And because it will be quiet, when I get to the park or when I get to the fields, and then I can just record a morning podcast and just talk about random stuff and then just publish it to my YouTube channel. And even if no one listens to it, absolutely no one, which I don't imagine wanting to listen to this. It's for me, but it's not for me because I'm publishing it. But even if no one listens to it, I've still published something and I've put it out there in the world. And that's good enough, honestly, because it gives you a purpose and you're doing a sort of service for others, even if no one takes it up, even if no one listens to it, but you're still doing it. It's like when I watched this YouTube video about this, they found all these photographs and negatives from this photographer back in, I don't know, I think from the 60s or something, or maybe even earlier, from the 50s. And she never published any of these photographs. She never showed anyone. She just took them for herself. Loads and, hundreds and hundreds of photos, maybe 1,000. And she just took photographs for herself because she enjoyed it. And that's what I do as well. I like taking photographs when I'm out and about or traveling. And so then I thought, okay, let's use that same sort of philosophy for my morning podcast. And I think it'll be a really good way for me to practice as well, talking, which sounds really absurd, I know, but ever since 2020, my socializing has really gone down, and I've really become even more of a hermit than I used to be. I mean, believe me, I was a hermit before as well. But I don't know. But I've just been doing a lot of introspection work and I'm an introvert, so I like to spend a lot of time on my own. I really enjoy my own company. I know that sounds really egotistical, but I don't know. I do. Oh, there's a whole bunch of crows on the fence. It's crazy. Oh, there's a whole bunch of crows in the fields. It's like Alfred Hitchcock birds. I think crows are so magnificent because they're so black and they're just so, I don't know, they're really beautiful. And they glisten. It's like the black is just almost glistening. And they're really clever. They know how to use tools. And I think someone said that they have like the brain capacity of a child. Pretty amazing. So look at me. I'm still walking and it's been over 20 minutes. See, that's the point of what I'm talking about. When you have a reason for something and you're doing something, like I'm recording this podcast, I'm talking to you guys, it sort of just puts your mind off things and you're in the free flow state. Free flowing, that's what it is. I'm going to eventually turn back because I do only want to keep these walks to 30 minutes until I've established it as a habit. So I don't want to, wear myself out.